What evidence is there that these don't help save lives and help people?
Well, there are some who believe that they're not as effective as perhaps other things could be, so I need to hear about that. I need to hear from some of the neighbors too, that some people are concerned about having more safe supervised injection sites in the neighborhood. I need to understand what their concerns are, or is it just NIMBYism?
So I think that those evidence that you're talking about, we've never seen it anywhere. There's only evidence in favor of these sites. Where is the evidence that you're talking about?
There is some contrary evidence, and that's what I'm taking a look at. I'm looking at all of the evidence to make sure that when I make a recommendation to the Premier, that there's going to be a good reason for it. And that's why we have extended the site in London, Middlesex site, because its funding was about to expire in the middle of August. They have been extended to September 30th, which is the same date that the approvals for all of the other sites expire. So we wanted to align that to make sure that they're all in the same scope. I will have my review done by then, and then a decision will be made about whether to continue with the sites or not.
What's the contradictory evidence? Can you summarize what the contradictory evidence is to how effective these sites are?
Essentially, the contradictory evidence is that they're not as effective as some people think that they are. Not so much in terms of saving lives, but in terms of whether people can get into rehabilitation after that, and that's something that we really want to study. That is something that's really important to the Premier, and that is what I'm going to be focusing on.
Isn't it important to, as the NDP leader said, though, isn't it important to save the lives first and worry about rehab later?
It is important to save lives, of course. Whether it's done through supervised injection sites or some other means remains to be seen, but of course it's important to save lives.
So how many sites will this actually impact then?
It's only impacting the one site that has been extended. There are 3 sites, one in St. Catharines, one in Thunder Bay, and one in Toronto, that we're just putting a pause on, not permitting them to open just yet until the review's been completed. But it's a very temporary halt because I will have my review done by the end of September. I need to, because all of the other sites will be up for renewal as well.
Even contradictory evidence says that it is saving lives. It's just not helping people get into rehab. Is that correct?
There are others that question whether there are other ways that you could save lives. There's no question they do save lives, but there are other ways that you can get people into help to save their lives as well. So I think we need to take a look at these injection sites particularly to understand, are they doing everything that they're meant to do, saving lives, as well as helping people that wish to get into rehabilitation.
How much
Will
is the review going to cost?
sites open after your review is finished, or is the opening of the sites contingent on your review?
The opening of the 3 sites is contingent upon the review.
So it's not a pause then, not necessarily.
Not necessarily, no, because it depends on whether the Premier decides to continue with the sites or not. But it is a very temporary time period. It will be done before the end of September, because I know there's a lot of concern out there on the part of the operation of the sites, people operating them. They deserve to know whether we're going to continue or not, and that's why I'm making it a priority before the end of September to make a recommendation to the Premier.